If you want your child to read before they start school, these are the skills you need to teach them in this order. If you miss one, that's when children get stuck. Welcome to my 12-part YouTube series about teaching reading. My name is Lara. I'm a primary school teacher and an English curriculum writer. English is my specialty area, and I specialise in teaching struggling readers how to read. I also have two kids, a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old. I've already taught my 4-year-old how to read, and I'm on the journey of teaching my 2-year-old to do the same. And I'm here to show you exactly how to do it so that you can do this too for your child, so that they can also learn to read before they start school. This is the first video in the series. Here I'm giving you the full overview, the full roadmap, so that you can see how all of these skills fit together and how each of them are really important when teaching children to read. In the next videos, I'm going to go into a deep dive into each of the areas so that you can see the what, why, and how for each of those skills. And I'm going to infuse them with some hot tips from me so that you know how you can do this too for your toddler. Make sure you hit subscribe so you don't miss the next parts in the series. All right, let's get into it. The first skill is spoken language. This is the ability to communicate effectively. They can make themselves be understood through speech, and they can understand exactly what you're saying when you speak to them. This one is really critical for building reading comprehension later on. Next is alphabet knowledge. They know and can recognize all of the letters of the alphabet in upper and lowercase forms. Then we have single letter sounds. This is where you teach one-to-one sound correspondence. So that's one letter makes one sound. And this is where the real reading really begins. And we pair this with hearing sounds in words. Now this is technically called phonemic awareness, but this is where children can hear that words are made up of individual sounds. They can put those sounds together to make a word, and they can also break a word into its individual sounds. If your child can't hear the sounds in words, they're not going to be able to blend them together to be able to read them. Then we have tricky words. These are little words like I, the, and my that we need to teach kids so that they can read at the sentence and text level. Some of these they can decode, and others we need to teach more explicitly. Then we move into two-letter sounds and beyond. This is where we move beyond one-to-one letter correspondence and we introduce more complex letter patterns, sometimes where there's 2 letters making one sound or 3. And then we also add in some more complex spelling rules for them. And as we move through this stage, we continue to build more tricky word knowledge as well. But as we progress through all of these stages, we always want to make sure that children understand what they read. Decoding the words is one thing, and it's important, but we always want to make sure that comprehension is the main goal. And at the same time, we also want to be teaching them to read smoothly so that they're not sounding out every single word. And this just comes with lots of practice at the word, sentence, and text level. Being able to read smoothly means that they're going to be more easily able to access that comprehension, that meaning of the text. So this one's really important. And finally, at the top, we have flexible, fluent readers. These are readers who have a really good understanding of how our language system works, and their brains are starting to make connections and notice patterns automatically. At this level, kids just need lots of practice so that they can really build their fluency and deepen their comprehension. So there you have it. That's the full overview from spoken language up to a fluent reader. If you're not sure where to start with your child, give them a simple word like cat and ask them to tell you what the first sound in that word is. If they can't tell you that the first sound is k, then you might be needing to work on that phonemic awareness, hearing sounds in words. And now I do have a download for you which goes through all of these skills. The link is in the description. Be sure to hit subscribe so that you can see when the next video in this series drops. I'm going to be going through all of these skills and telling you exactly how to teach them to your child.